You know, when you caught somebody in some lies, it really is only the natural thing to begin to doubt almost everything they say.
You think it's global, you know,
Yeah.
if they're not quite telling the truth here, it's probably everywhere.
Right. So how can you rebuild this? This is one of these topics. You're going to have a painful conversation. I don't know any other way around this, but you've got to be able to put this on the table with him and talk about your experience, your perception, your feeling of these lies that you see him talking
And
about.
chances are, you know, maybe they're not fully coming clean with the truth for several reasons. One, maybe that this is an area where they feel like they've already disappointed you and they're afraid of your reaction. You know, it could be, I don't know, you've spent more and it's a pattern of spending and you said you would change and you didn't, whatever it would be. Or maybe you promised to get something done and you didn't get it done even though you meant to.
Yeah, people lie, not necessarily just to deceive you because they want to get away with something. It's almost like they're protecting their
They're
own ego.
ashamed and they're afraid of the consequences. They don't want to live with your disappointment in them.
Right.
You know, that's one kind of lying.
And then they can convince themselves that they're not really lying because of that fact.
And it's and in that case, that's not so much a character issue as it is a maturity issue.
Right.
It's not this global distrust, but it's sitting down and saying, you know what, I would rather be disappointed that you didn't get something done than in finding out that you didn't tell me the truth about it, and letting them know which is the worst for you.
Right.
That's one kind of dishonesty. Another kind is where they actually do try to deceive you by doing things that you would choose for them not to do, or doing things that are destructive to them or to the relationship, breaking a promise to you. And that is the kind that's more serious, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's painful because you know, we have names for that, clinical names. As we call that a sociopath, we call that a psychopath. These are people that have kind of holes, as it were, in their conscience, and they don't feel guilty about those things that most other people do.
Or it could be just someone who's making a choice not to honor the relationship.
That could
with
be
honesty.
too, right? There's different levels of lying.
Infidelity or something.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what can this person do?
Well, I think you always have to say, you know, I can't. If you're seeing things that don't add up, you know, you don't try to catch them in the lie. That's not a helpful thing. What you try to do is say, look, I see this and I see this, and they do not add up. And you have to just put it out there and continue to let them know what you're seeing and what they're saying do not add up. So they don't feel like they're getting away with it. And that kind of interrupts that pattern.
Right, and you kind of you have a conversation to kind of establish this beforehand and say, you know, hey, here's another one of these situations. I feel like I'm getting two different messages that makes it seem like you're not being honest with me. And so when you have those enough, it's kind of like kind of each one of those is kind of pulling down a little brick in the wall of these lies, this facade that's being built.
You have to confront event by event, but some events are isolated. People have best moments and they have worst moments. It's when patterns begin to be established and the pattern itself is what's concerning.
Right.